Why do cells start as one and become complex? Have you ever wondered how a single cell can transform into the complex organisms we see around us? It all begins with the simplest of life forms. Early life was made up of basic, single-celled organisms known as prokaryotes, like bacteria. These tiny cells were the building blocks of life, and they were small and straightforward. Over time, life evolved, and cells began to change. This transformation started around 2 billion years ago. Cells developed new ways to manage their genetic information and energy use, which allowed them to perform more complex functions. Initially, cells increased their complexity by elongating proteins to control genetic processes. However, this approach had its limits. As evolution progressed, cells found a new strategy. They began using parts of their DNA that do not code for proteins, once thought to be useless, to better regulate their genes. This shift allowed cells to handle more complex genetic information without solely relying on protein lengthening. One of the most significant events in this journey toward complexity was endosymbiosis. This is when one cell engulfed another free-living bacterium. The engulfed bacterium eventually evolved into mitochondria, the energy-producing structures within complex cells. Mitochondria provided a substantial energy boost, enabling cells to grow larger and develop internal compartments. These compartments include the nucleus, which protects and organizes DNA. The nucleus appeared early in the evolution of complex cells, allowing ribonucleic acid to be processed correctly before proteins were made. This step was vital because it ensured that only functional proteins were produced, supporting more advanced cellular functions. Together, these changes, improvements in genetic regulation, energy acquisition through mitochondria, and the development of internal compartments, allowed cells to evolve from simple, single units into complex, specialized cells. These specialized cells form the basis of plants, animals, fungi, and ultimately, multicellular organisms like humans. Understanding this progression helps us appreciate how life evolved from microscopic beginnings into the vast diversity of organisms we see today. It also shows how cellular complexity is tied to energy management and genetic control, which are fundamental aspects of biology that impact everything from human health to ecosystems.